Welcome to episode 4 of Collide with Ambika. In this episode, I'll be dissecting the common phrase, work hard, play hard. Many times in our lives, we have all come across the phrase, work hard, play hard, whether it's used to motivate us to tackle that to-do list or as encouragement to take a rest. On the surface, this may seem a harmless and even motivational phrase, but it has some interesting implications. This phrase nourishes the ideal of having effort, discipline and enjoyment, effort and reward. And whilst this is something to strive for, achieving an exact balance is far from practical. Sometimes it is difficult to remember that the concepts of effort and reward aren't an exact science. There'll be some days where a lot of work is put in and only a little bit of rest, and vice versa. We often seem to pressure ourselves to strike an exact balance, but this may not always be beneficial. Sometimes we might need to take one day at a time, and this may include prioritising the rest in the now. It can be difficult to remind ourselves of this in such a busy world, but perhaps by taking a step back and prioritising quality over quantity, we can gradually shift the mindset of working to exhaustion to justify our rest, to understanding that rest isn't earned, it's required. For those who are going to sit their A-levels in the summer like me, it is often easy for us to think that it's only a couple of months of hard work, and then we can enjoy the rest of the summer. And whilst this is true, I recently came across an article published by James Clear on the 4 burners theory. Each burner represents a different aspect of your life. The first being your family, the second your friends, the third your health, and the final work or education. According to this theory, to be successful, you have to cut off one burner, and to be really successful, you have to cut off 2. What's interesting about this theory is that it acknowledges that work-life balance isn't necessarily pragmatic if we want to reach our full potential. This isn't to say that we neglect our health over our work or education, but that we acknowledge and accept the constraints that go with this. For example, we may only have time for 3 workout sessions per week in order to have sufficient time to put in as much effort required for our work. Clear argues that instead of making ourselves feel bad about this, we take a positive approach and seek to make the most out of the time that we do have instead. The same goes for incorporating rest into our work routines so that we do look after ourselves, allowing for us to maximise the quality of work we can produce with the time that we do have. So, how does this apply to the phrase work hard, play hard? Well, I think that the 4 burner theories encourage us to shift our perspective slightly, moving it away from guilting ourselves for not striking the perfect balance to embracing our constraints and rooting our actions in the awareness of this. So, I want to leave you today with a reflection. What does work hard, play hard mean to you?